Keep your spirits up, y'all, because what just went down at Beyoncé's concert is shaking the table and turning heads all over the internet. We're talking about Diddy's twin daughters, Jessie and Lila, who arrived dressed to impress, ready to soak in the Cowboy Carter vibes, only to be turned away like uninvited guests. But here's the twist that's got everyone buzzing. Rumor has it, Blue Ivy herself might have been the one who had them removed. Yes, you heard that right. Jessie and Lila Combs rolled up to Beyoncé's highly anticipated Cowboy Carter concert giving full glam. We're talking matching cowboy hats, designer boots, flawless hair and makeup. The twins came ready to match the energy and make a statement. But apparently, the guest list said otherwise. Not only were they not seated in VIP, they weren't even cleared to be backstage. The vibe? Off. The energy? Tense. According to inside sources at the venue, things quickly escalated. Beyoncé was reportedly not pleased. Her team noticed the twins' unexpected arrival and suddenly, security got tight. What started as whispers turned into a quiet storm behind the scenes. And before the audience could even blink, Jessie and Lila were escorted out. No mistake. No confusion. A deliberate call made by Team Beyoncé. And allegedly, it was Blue Ivy Carter who tipped the first domino. Now let's talk about Blue Ivy for a second. She may be only 12 years old, but she's not your average tween. She's been raised in the inner sanctum of the entertainment industry, behind the velvet rope, backstage, and center stage. Every move she makes is calculated and rehearsed. She's not just Beyoncé's daughter, she's a product of decades of branding, legacy building, and image control. Blue Ivy is an heir to an empire, and she's being trained to protect it. Sources close to the situation claim Blue Ivy took one look at Diddy's daughters in the VIP section and made the call. She reportedly told security that their presence was disrespectful to the energy. And if you know anything about how the Carters move, then you know, energy is everything. This wasn't just about teenage drama or a minor misunderstanding. This was about brand protection. Beyoncé doesn't operate without precision. Her concerts aren't just shows, they're curated experiences, clean and controversy-free. So when the daughters of a man currently engulfed in one of the biggest celebrity scandals of the decade show up uninvited, that's not just messy, it's a liability. Let's not forget, Diddy is under federal investigation. His name is everywhere right now for all the wrong reasons. Multiple women have come forward with accusations of grooming, abuse, and even darker allegations. And just when things seemed to quiet down, that disturbing footage of him assaulting Cassie resurfaced, reigniting public outrage. At this point, anything even remotely connected to Diddy is viewed as radioactive. And Beyoncé's team? They're not trying to get burned. With Ivy Park, global sponsorships, and her cultural dominance on the line, Beyoncé cannot afford scandal, especially not at her own event. The Cowboy Carter era is about reinvention, heritage, and power. Not drama. Not legal chaos. And certainly not proximity to someone whose empire is crumbling in real time. So let's break this all the way down. While Blue Ivy was likely just doing what she's been raised to do, manage, protect, and control access, Diddy's daughters were probably just trying to keep up appearances. And in a world where optics are everything, this clash wasn't just personal, it was symbolic. Blue Ivy's presence in the industry has always been about legacy and intention. Her appearances are rare, powerful, and purpose-driven. She's being groomed to lead, not just perform. Meanwhile, Jessie and Lila, while stylish and sweet, are increasingly seen by critics as being used to rebrand their father's tarnished image. Public perception is shifting. People are noticing. Comment sections are filled with fans pointing out how overly curated and PR polished the twins' recent appearances feel. It's giving damage control, not empowerment. And that's uncomfortable. But it's also the reality of celebrity children in a media-driven world. When your father is facing multiple lawsuits and possible jail time, and your public image is tied to his name, you don't get a clean slate, not even at a Beyoncé concert. This whole incident might seem like a dramatic overreaction, but in Hollywood, lines are being drawn. A-listers are being extra cautious about who's allowed near them, especially as the culture shifts toward accountability, transparency, and consequences. And Blue Ivy? She's learning young how to defend the gates. Because let's face it, Beyoncé has built a nearly flawless legacy. She has avoided the scandals, the mess, the lawsuits, and the breakdowns that have haunted so many of her peers. That kind of image doesn't happen by accident. It requires boundaries, hard decisions, and loyalty to the brand. Blue is watching all of this, and she's already moving like a gatekeeper. So while Diddy stares down a potential future of courtrooms and federal scrutiny, his daughters are trying to keep their spot in the spotlight. But the world isn't as forgiving anymore. We've moved into a new era. Fame doesn't erase accountability. Clout doesn't cancel out controversy. And in Beyoncé's world, if you bring a storm with you, you're not getting in. Now the internet is divided. Some people say Blue Ivy overstepped. That she's too young to be calling shots at concerts. Others argue that she's protecting what her mother built. That even at 12, she understands the weight of legacy, the risk of association, and the importance of keeping Beyoncé's name out of scandal. So what do you think? Was Blue Ivy out of line for getting involved? Or was she just doing what needed to be done to keep her mother's concert pure and protected? Should Jessie and Lila be held accountable for their father's actions, or is this an unfair punishment by association? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if you believe legacy matters more than clout. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives, exclusive celebrity tea, and the real stories behind the headlines. Because this was the tea they didn't want spilled. But we just poured the whole pot.